Caitlin Clark's team was down by 15 when she began knocking down three-pointers. A lot of them.
So I think I had 22 points in 2 minutes was the moral of the story.
I'm sorry. 22 points in 2 minutes.
Poo-poo, 22 points in 2 minutes. That's pretty remarkable. There is footage to it.
The footage was hidden for 5 years. Caitlin Clark, now a WNBA superstar, once scored 22 points in 2 minutes against men who couldn't believe what was happening. This wasn't just any practice. This was the moment coaches knew she was different. The Iowa women's team was down by 15 points against bigger, stronger male practice players when Clark decided enough was enough.
It looked like from 2024 that just randomly showed up that everybody started talking about, and well, Caitlin Clark.
Practice team that's just all guys. They have to be students at the university. They basically just volunteer their time and...
What happened next became the stuff of legend, with one coach calling it one of the craziest things I've ever seen on a basketball court. And somehow, nobody saw this footage until now. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
One iconic scrimmage.
There is.
Yeah.
But nobody knows if it actually happened because
It
nobody
happened.
actually saw it.
No, you know what happened.
This thing kind of was floating around out there, and there was actual footage.
What if I told you that the greatest moment of Caitlin Clark's college career happened when nobody was watching? Let me take you back to that Iowa practice gym where the women's team was down 15 points against the men's practice squad. These guys were bigger, stronger, and supposedly had every physical advantage over the women's team. But then something shifted. There was this moment when Clark just got that look in her eyes. You know that look. When a player decides enough is enough. The men's team didn't even notice it at first. They were too busy celebrating their lead when Clark called for the ball at the top of the key. Her first shot came from 27 feet out. That's NBA range, not college. Swish.
So Clark's going to explain that this was a practice session, matched the women's basketball team against a squad of men.
Was it you or was everybody making threes?
It was me, but the points went to the Iowa Hawkeyes.
The guys kind of laughed it off. Her second shot, from even deeper, 33 feet. Another perfect shot. The smiles started fading from the practice squad's faces. Shot after shot, each one from distances that would make NBA shooters hesitate, and Clark was making them look as easy as free throws. You should have seen the high school girls basketball team that was visiting that day. They were sitting courtside, and with each impossible shot Clark knocked down, they went from polite applause to standing and screaming. These young players were witnessing basketball history in the making. The men's team started panicking. They sent double teams at her. They put their best defender on her. They tried playing tighter defense. Nothing worked. Clark kept finding ways to get open, and when she couldn't, she'd simply shoot from even further out with that lightning quick release that gave defenders zero time to react. In just 2 minutes, Clark scored 22 points, completely erasing that 15-point deficit and putting her team ahead. The transformation was stunning. What had been a comfortable practice session for the men's team turned into a nightmare they couldn't escape. What made her unstoppable wasn't just the range, it was how her shooting form never changed. From 15 feet or 35 feet, her elbow stayed tucked, her wrist perfectly cocked, her follow-through picture perfect every single time.
David Letterman, and don't worry guys, I will show you the footage. Caitlin Clark's already considerable legend continues to grow.
I think we were down 15. So we make a couple threes. We cut it to 10, maybe, I don't even know.
Now, when you say we make a couple of threes.
Even with male defenders who had height and reach advantages, she couldn't be stopped because her mechanics were just too pure. Basketball experts who reviewed this footage called it one of the craziest things they've ever seen on a court. That's not hyperbole. That's genuine astonishment from people who've seen everything in basketball. Those basketball experts weren't just impressed by some hot streak. They were witnessing the exact same shooting magic that transformed Steph Curry from star to legend. Clark's offensive arsenal breaks the game's fundamental rules. Her lightning quick release makes height advantages completely irrelevant. One analyst put it perfectly. Her release is so quick and consistent, it neutralizes any physical advantage defenders might have. When you combine that with her range, you've got a player who warps the entire geometry of the court. The most mind-blowing part, this legendary performance stayed completely hidden from the public eye for 5 whole years. How does footage this incredible stay buried that long? It only surfaced after Clark casually dropped it into conversation during her David Letterman appearance. She mentioned scoring those points against men with the same nonchalance someone might use describing their morning coffee order.
This is it right here. Boom. Wow. Wow.
Because we had a high school girls basketball team there that day. So we had a little audience and we were up in our practice gym.
Who had been Iowa's students. All right. So I assume these guys play some basketball.
The timing couldn't have been more perfect. Right as she was gearing up for her second WNBA season, this footage reminded everyone exactly why her arrival generated such unprecedented buzz. Imagine being on that men's practice squad that day. These college guys with every physical advantage suddenly realized something terrifying. No defensive strategy on earth could stop what was happening. Double teams? Useless. Tighter coverage? She'd just shoot from deeper. Her perfect mechanics made their height and strength completely irrelevant as she systematically dismantled their defense. Fast forward to today, and we're seeing those exact same skills terrorizing WNBA defenses. Her Rookie of the Year award and 19+ points per game scoring average weren't surprises to anyone who witnessed that practice performance years ago. The surgical precision she displayed then translates perfectly to the professional level now. What's crazy is how early people recognized what was coming. During her freshman year, basketball insiders were already predicting Clark would become women's basketball's new face. Even when other stars dominated headlines, the whispers about Clark's potential to launch the sport into the stratosphere never stopped.
I don't know. Rec league maybe? I don't know what the context is.
And they were like jumping out of their chairs, going crazy. Usually I never react when something like I hit a big shot or I do, but never in like a shock.
This footage confirms those early believers saw something truly special. Her basketball IQ jumps off the screen when you watch the practice footage. The way she reads defenses, uses screens, and makes split-second shooting decisions showcases a level of court vision that transcends the game's boundaries. Combined with her elite accuracy under pressure, Clark possesses a combination of skills that simply doesn't have a defensive counter. Let's be real. What you just witnessed wasn't some overnight sensation. This is the culmination of years of dedication, those countless hours in empty gyms when nobody was watching. And now look at her. Rookie of the Year in the WNBA, already exceeding the massive expectations everyone had. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. But here's what should really blow your mind. This was just practice for her, just another day at the office. Imagine what her ceiling actually looks like as her pro career unfolds. The Caitlin Clark legend wasn't born on draft night. It was built brick by brick in those moments when she was pushing herself beyond limits.